Hello family, it's me, Gina, the Galactic Ride Guide, New Moon Gemini, Eclipse, Solar Eclipse, super crazy. Are you feeling the duality? Are you just going completely nuts? Good. I'm here in Orange County, orange tree behind me. I just got back from Symbiosis where I had a really powerful experience and I really want to share it with you. It was up in Pyramid Lake in Nevada, which is very close to where they have Burning Man, but the terrain is completely different and extremely unforgiving. So it's similar, but it's different. It's like they say in Thailand, same, but different. The first day we got there, it was extremely dusty, and the dust was flying everywhere, and you can still hear it in my voice, so I want to pardon my scratchiness. Other than that, I mean, by the end of the weekend, it was full-on unity. It was everyone smiling, everyone feeling the potency of the Gemini eclipse, the two coming together. Gemini is the part of the zodiac where we start to realize that there's more than just ourselves in the world. We're recognizing the other, and the problem with recognizing the other is that we start to see what is different. And my notes are flying. And I think a lot of us are getting a better grip on the duality, that it's there, it needs to be there, and and we are getting it, and yet we're also not getting it, right? So it's perfect that Gemini is this beautiful dual sign, and we get to experience this eclipse in the dual sign, the masculine, the feminine, and being able to integrate those two energies within ourselves, because this is where the real healing is really coming in. The Gemini is detached. They're not extremely emotional, and yet emotions are so necessary to being human. So there's this integration of our humanness with our spirituality, and it's been a big topic this coming past weekend during the eclipse for me, and with a lot of other people that I've been speaking with. So I know that it's resonating, this integration of the duality and working with it and enjoying our humanness and also enjoying the spiritual part of our being and being able to walk as both. During the eclipse, I was sitting with these special dark glasses that they gave us, and I was doing my Kundalini practice. So as the sun was coming through, the moon was just slowly coming through on the diagonal, and I was doing full on, you know, Kapalabhati, my Bhastrika, ha, 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 Kali chops, ha, 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 the whole thing, man. It was just so, it was great. In fact, this guy walked by and he was like, what is that woman doing? Anyway, I was feeling like I really wanted to do my practice and align with that energy, and by the time the moon and the sun were completely on top of each other, you just saw this ring of fire, and I was just like, boing, just totally locked in. I didn't even know to what to think or what to do or anything. I just sat there and I just took the energy, and then and you know, it was also at the same time in the glasses I could see the reflection of my eyes, and then the ring right here. Oh my God, so crazy. And as the moon was leaving, I just kept thinking to myself, let go, let go, let go, and feeling that energy of the polarities, right? The sun and the moon moving away from each other, and at one point, you know, it seemed that they were quite flat, and then as I just kept staring into it, they got rounder and more spherical, and I could start to feel the energy of those two playing together, and how appropriate to be in a festival where there's so many conscious people. And I was getting a big download about allowance and permission, and also in this time really aware of Venus being in retrograde. Venus went into retrograde on the 15th, and when any planet goes into retrograde, it allows us some time for reconciliation and a closer examination of how we are. And Venus is our favorite subjects: love, money, beauty, all of those things. So we get to re-examine all of those subjects. And something really strongly came through at the festival for me, and had to do with my attraction for a certain person. And that person, of course, is not the same today as he was when I met him, and neither am I. And every day we're different, and that's something that I've already learned, but I was taking that into account. And then at the same time, I was figuring out my motivation for approaching him and how to approach him. And this is what the Venus retrograde is about. It's about being able to examine our relationships and our friendships. All of those ships have an opportunity now to look at closer. And, you know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the communicator. So we have the communicator in terms of the relationship, right? And how we are relating. Gemini is about gathering information, sharing, broadcasting. And in Kabbalah, they say sharing is what gets you closer to God. So if we are continually sharing on an objective level, then the energies are able to fuse better. And the duality just gets a little less hazy. And I feel like also, you know, a lot of us are stepping into our role. We're more comfortable with our role now, and we are receiving more instructions on how to proceed in our role. So I feel a lot of this power locking in with this eclipse, and also the idea that there's always going to be resistance, there's always going to be the shadow, there's always going to be those moments of unpredictability. Gemini is an air sign. It's very unpredictable air. It could be a tornado, it could just be a warm breeze coming onto your face, it could be a cool breeze when you're totally sweating. It's just, you don't know where the air is going to be. If you know any Gemini, you know that they're all over the place. They have a very hummingbird energy. They don't seem to ever rest. But we all have that part of us. It's that motor. It's that motor that's keeping us going. And the idea is how are we going to bring that? How are we going to bring our message and broadcast it and share it into the world? And what does that look like? What is the next phase of you? Yeah, and in terms of keeping in mind our recognition of the other. Right? That if we're sharing things, that means that we are also seeing the God in others. So I'm going to challenge you this cycle to look at everyone you can. Just put your eyes on everyone. And when you do it, say the word God. Say it. And start to see the God in everybody. It's making me cry. This is something that I've done, and it really helps. It really helps remove judgments that aren't necessary. And also being able to put your heart there and extend it out and be vulnerable, because vulnerability is part of who you are. It's your strength. And it's side by side with happiness. They're all dancing together. They're all in the same soup bowl, okay? So that's one challenge, to look at everyone and just say God. Don't give it any other name. Okay? Number 2 is to acknowledge other people. I want you to find people that inspire you the most, people that you know, people that you are in your direct circle, and I want you to tell them why you are inspired by them, and what ignites the flame in you, because you are friends with them. Yeah? You are sharpening your relationships right now. This is the perfect time to do it. So go around and acknowledge your friends and tell them how beautiful they are as well. Because, you know, the Venus is also about aesthetics. Yeah, I mean, we're all multifaceted, interesting people. I mean, what makes life so juicy? And I think a lot of us are starting to see the humor in it. So it's, for me, a lot of forgiving, allowance, and moving on, and creating this next level of excitement. Just so being open to everything and yet nothing, okay? And the last homework I'm going to give you is the alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing called Anuloma Viloma for the yoga teachers. You can Google it and look it up. I'm not going to teach it to you right now. I'm not in the mood. I have some things to do, and I'm leaving for lightning in a bottle very shortly. So this is because I love you. I've been wanting to do this video for days, and I know that the cycle is going, and I have some more information for you if you're wanting to download my journal for the Galactic Ride Guide. It's $1.08 for the Gemini chapter. It's on my website, www.galacticrideguide.tumblr.com. You can get that information. You can journal. You can share the journal. You can do a circle with your friends, and on top of all the homeworks, yeah, for your sadhana. So please enjoy this cycle. It's going to be a really fun one. Gemini is a socialite. Gemini loves to get around and mingle. So just get into that energy. Start to network right now. Start to do some things that are going to help your project grow, that are going to help your spirituality grow. Get out of your box and have some fun. Mwah! I love you.